Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Celtic Connections. Thank you for joining us again this evening as we continue our series, All Hands on Deck, the Virtual Voyage of CMARCs. This series is taking a look at different aspects of our production, and this evening I'm very excited to introduce you to Katie Mallinson, our dramaturg. You might be familiar with Katie Mallinson's work on other productions at Irish Classical or Dramaturg. She works a lot with Fortunato. She is also a very accomplished director. She has directed at Irish. She worked on Design for Living, which many of you may have seen, and she also works throughout the city as a director. She is also the Arts Engagement Coordinator at Shays, and tonight we will speak about her work on dramaturgy for CMARCs. Welcome, Katie.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. So let's just start right off the top with a question. What is the role of the dramaturg?
It's an infamous question that many people answer. My favorite definition of a dramaturg's role involves the notion that dramaturgy is a value. It's something that is instilled in all aspects of the production, and that means relentless inquiry, making connections between the text and the world around us, even things that we don't think of sometimes, and then listening and hearing stories and helping to facilitate the sharing of those stories. In a production sense, that can mean many things as well, depends on what the director needs. Someone like Fortunato, who I've worked with a lot, our process usually starts with a conversation and his exploration of what the metaphor of a play might be. He always has sort of snippets of ideas that he's taken in from the rest of his study and his experience in the world. And then in conversation, it sort of evolves into areas that he would like to know more about, that I may be able to provide research or collateral material for him and the team. So it's providing that material, giving feedback, and being a surrogate for the audience sometimes to help facilitate that conversation between the production team members and then the production and the audience.
What are some of the themes of CMARCs?
CMARCs is a love story, and so the notion of love and longing is certainly at the heart of it, and also questions of solitude and identity, the notion of who we are and the sort of the dichotomy within ourselves between the thinking brain and that sort of instinctual, impulsive aspect of our mind as well.
Which of those themes do you believe our production will really highlight? What can patrons look out for?
I think that the question of solitude is something that really resonated with Fortunato right now. And I think for all of us with the world we're in, solitude is something we've been exploring in a way we probably haven't. And that notion of, can solitude also be productive, right? What sort of growth can happen in it? It's not just isolation, but what sort of personal strength and reflection happens there. But then how do you bridge that gap with somebody else's life? So that one is a big one. And also that notion of the primitive versus the sophisticated, as far as sort of the more natural life that Colin leads and the city life that Timothea leads, and how there's a bit of that paradox within all of us, but which side leads to a more fulfilling life? How do we fulfill our lives? Are the main points I think people will take away from this production.
Excellent, thank you. We will certainly look out for those themes in our production as we move forward through the weeks to mid-October with the opening of our virtual streaming production of CMARCs. Thank you so much for spending some time with us this evening and pulling back the curtain on the dramaturgy of our production. Thanks, patrons, for tuning in one more time, and we will hopefully see you next Friday, same Irish time, same Irish channel. Thanks, everyone. Be well. Good night.